You see, we just have to ask ourselves the question. Africa was invaded. So they tell us they discover Africa. They discover. That doesn't mean it wasn't existing. It means they were living in oblivion until the moment when they discovered us. And if we were that primitive, the European wouldn't be here for that long. Now, because they discovered the technology that we had, number one, they knew they needed it. And if you do history, just go Google. Just let's take one example, famine. When you go Google famine, you find Wikipedia of famine, you will discover that the time that Europeans invaded Africa, they were starving. There was starvation in Europe. They had nothing. Why were they exploring the world? Because they were looking for something that they did not have. They were looking for something that will help them save their people. So they came to Africa. If Africa again was as primitive as they think they say it is, they wouldn't have destroyed our spirituality, our shrines, and taking the presences, I don't want to call them artifacts, taking all the presences that we had in our shrines, which were the intelligence, our intelligence, they wouldn't have taken them to their museums. They're still there to today. And when we say return them, they fight us. They come up with all kinds of arguments. That's point number one. Destroying our spirituality because it was very powerful. Now, point number two, they took our people because they had that intelligence, they had that talent, they had that wisdom and knowledge, they had the cosmology. So they took them across the ocean to go build America, to go build Europe. So Africans constructed the Western civilization at the time where they were almost perishing. In Europe, at the time that invaded Africa, when you read the books of some of their so-called missionaries and explorers, when you read those old scripts, they will tell you Africa was a land where no one was hungry. They had food everywhere, and they loved one another. They lived in harmony amongst one another. They did not fight and kill one another. We did not use weapons of mass destruction. Our ancestors lived and traded among themselves. Look at the great empire of Mali. Look at the empire of Sondiata. Look at great Zimbabwe. Look at the empire of Benin. When you look at all of those, they traded among one another and they did not use weapons to destroy one another. Did they have conflicts? Yes, they did. But because they lived in community, they knew how to resolve that. That's why we have a concept that is called the African palaver. That's what is called Ubuntu as well. And that is something that is the most advanced democratic, let me say, not say democracy. It is participative leadership that you can have.